Hi guys, Jen Heron here with LuLaRoe Jen Heron. I cannot believe it's been a month. So this is crazy. The last time I made a video for you guys, it was at my 1 week mark. I think I was like a day late on that one. And so now I'm doing my 1 month in video since I started actually selling my inventory with LuLaRoe. And I am a few days late on this. So officially my 1 month mark would have been July 1st. But with the holiday weekend and everything, I'm a few days late. However, better late than never, right? So I'm doing a 1 month in video for you guys, and I just wanted to share my experience so far this past month, my first month selling LuLaRoe, and then I wanted to give you all some advice as far as things that I would maybe do a little different if I had a chance to do it over again. And hopefully that'll be helpful for you. Something I'm not gonna do, so I'll just put it out there right in the beginning. If you watched my 1 week in video, I talked a little bit about how I didn't want to share specific sales numbers, like my gross sales with you guys. And it's not because I'm, ashamed of my sales. By all means, I'm not. Or even that I don't want to brag about my sales. It's not related to that. It's just, it pretty much boils down to this for me personally. So when I'm making these videos for you guys, I want to try and think about what's going to be the most helpful to you. And I know when I was in the queue, and even before when I was researching LuLaRoe, something that I looked for constantly on YouTube videos was, okay, numbers. How much has this person sold? I want to see if this business is legit. I want to see if it's possible for more than one person out there to sell more than X amount of dollars worth of inventory. So I was constantly looking for those videos that would share, that consultant's actual sales, their numbers, right? So I totally get it. I get the desire to want to hear those concrete numbers. That being said, for me, I've learned after talking to a lot of my consultant friends, my Lula sisters, even the girls on my team that are waiting in the queue right now, and then from my own personal experience, it's so easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves to other consultants in terms of, this consultant sold this much in 1 month, so I should be selling at least this much in 1 month. And I just hate that because all of us are on such a different path, So, the way I started out selling is different than the way somebody else would start selling. The choices I made on as far as what platforms I wanted to sell on and when I was doing my sales and how often I was doing my sales and whether I had other outside obligations or whether this was my, only focus. There are so many variables in the mix as far as like, here's how much I've sold. The why behind that is so varied from consultant to consultant that I don't want to draw the focus towards here's what I did and you can do it too, because you could probably do a lot more than me, or maybe you would start out doing less than me, but then, surpass me later on down the road as you're building your business and focusing on how you're building relationships with your customers. So it's always going to be so different. So that being said, I know I've probably lost a few of you already. So those of you who, who are thinking about clicking off this video, I totally understand. It is not offensive to me whatsoever if you want to go search out those videos, and there are plenty of them out there, of consultants that will share their numbers. A lot of my teammates have them out there right now, and I love them. I still watch them, so I totally get it. I just think there's plenty of those options out there to watch, and it's consistent that you can make money with this business. You have to put the work in, but you can definitely reap the benefits of your work and see those financial gains and those rewards. And so I just would rather focus on some of the other parts of what this business has meant to me this past month and my takeaways from this past month. So if it's okay with you guys, if you're still with me, thank you for continuing to watch me. And let's talk about some things other than numbers. I will say just quickly right off the bat, just to throw it out there, I had a really great first month. So to be transparent with you guys, I didn't sell as much as I was hoping to sell my first month. I set my goals high because I was comparing myself to a lot of other consultants on my team who just blew it out of the park their first month. And I'm so impressed by them. And they're like such great mentors to me. And I still look to them for advice and, ways of what they're doing that's working, obviously. And I try to emulate that. And so that being said, I set some really high goals. I didn't meet those goals. However, there's not a single part of me, and I'm so grateful for this, honestly. So I'm a believer, and honestly, I can only attribute this to like my faith and God just giving me grace and reminding me that I'm worth more than a dollar sign. I'm so grateful for this, but I don't at all feel bad about not meeting those goals because some unexpected, oh, sorry. I'm going to try and do this in one take, so you might see a little blooper action going on today, like clearing my throat. Okay, so some unexpected things happened in this past month that I wasn't anticipating happening my first month in. So where I didn't meet certain goals that I had set for myself for month one, I surpassed greatly other goals that I had set for myself up to this point. And I feel like that all balances out, right? And we learn and we grow, and that should be the number one focus, is learning and growing and moving forward, right? Okay, there's my soapbox for you guys. Let's get down to business. I have some notes so that I don't forget what I'm going to talk about with you guys. So first I want to talk about my relationships with my customers and what that has looked like for me in this first month. I cannot express how blown away I am by the relationships that I'm forming with a lot of my customers. From day one, I've had customers that shopped with me on my very first launch Periscope, and they have literally shopped with me every week since then, sometimes multiple times a week. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Jessica. So many of you. It's mind-blowing to me that my customers, one, would think of me and return back to me and continue to cheer me on and continue to purchase from me. And I know a lot of that has to do with the clothes that I have and the prints that I have that they might be looking for and things like that. But at the same time, I'd like to think that it also has a lot to do with the fact that, I really do love and care about my customers, and I want that to show. I want that to shine through. So this past month, I've had such a great opportunity to really interact with some of those customers, get to know them a little better, have, conversations outside of transaction related conversations with them. And that's just been literally, I've broken down in tears. If you've watched my videos, you know that's a normal thing for me. I've broken down in tears several times this past month out of just pure joy and gratefulness over the fact that I get to do this. I get to impact people's lives, and I get to be impacted by them as well. The notes of encouragement and thanks and the pictures that my customers have shared in my Facebook group of the clothes that they've purchased from me that they absolutely love. Something I didn't realize I would enjoy doing so much is putting outfits together for my customers. So my customers have now started to even reach out to me and ask me, Jen, you did such a great job putting an outfit together for so-and-so. Can you do that for me too? Some of my sales, I'll do live outfit sales, and put stuff together on the fly for people, which is so much fun. So much fun. And then, to see those customers get their stuff in the mail, especially when it's things that they wouldn't normally put together. And I'm kind of like, I know this looks crazy, but trust me, I think it's going to look amazing on you. And they get it and they put it on and they take a picture and post it on my wall and say, oh my gosh, thank you. I would have never dreamt of putting these together. And I love it so much. It's the best outfit. That is insanely rewarding. I don't even know. There are no words for how rewarding it is to feel like such a simple thing like, creating an outfit for somebody can make an impact in their life, can make them feel beautiful, can give them a little extra pep in their step or make them feel more confident than they were before. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. Amazing. So there's that. So I've had a chance this past month to just form amazing relationships. I've had the opportunity to create and get a little creative in that whole outfit pairing thing. I've had opportunities to, walk with some of my customers through some tough moments in their personal lives. Incredible, amazing that they would even trust me with that, those private parts of their lives. That's just been the biggest, most amazing encouragement and blessing through all of this past month. So that's been incredible. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. If you are in the queue or you're thinking about doing this, I'm telling you, I can't really express to you what an impact that will make on your life, but I'm telling you, that will be such an amazing thing your first month in to start building those relationships and to see the financial gain is amazing. The fruits of that side of the fruits of your labor, awesome. But this was like an unexpected bonus that I had no idea I needed in my life. And it's been a game changer, a life changer for sure. So that's awesome. The second part, so the second thing I wanted to mention about my first month in was the team that I've started to build and how amazing that's just fallen into place. It's so crazy that it's just fallen into place. So I started out when I was in the queue myself, a couple of people, my mom being one of them and a good friend of mine here locally. So those two people joined my team. I wasn't planning on starting a team at all. That was not my goal at all. But those two, asked like, yeah, hey, I think I want to do this. Are you able to sign me up under you? And I was like, yeah, you're my friend, you're my mom, of course, like no big deal. Super easy. No stress on my part, and we get to work together. That sounds awesome. So those two joined my team. And then when I was still in the queue, two other women, amazing women, reached out to me individually, and they either found me on Periscope or through my YouTube videos and said, hey, I've been thinking about doing LuLaRoe, and I just really I feel like we're really, on the same level. I feel like we would be good together. Would you be interested in sponsoring me? Yes. Yes. So I had an opportunity to sponsor those two women. So starting out at the beginning of my first month selling, I had 4 women on my team, and that was just amazing to me. More than I had anticipated ever having on my team. So then this past month came along, and I don't know what happened, but so many women have, oh my gosh, so many women have reached out to me and have expressed that they felt like, we might be a good fit as far as them starting their LuLaRoe journey, and have asked me to sponsor them. And I'll tell you, it's like the most humbling and the most gratifying feeling when somebody's putting their trust in you like that. Like, this is a new business, a new journey they're starting, and somebody's coming to you, a stranger is coming to you and saying, I've been watching you and kind of seeing if you would be a good fit, and I really like what you're doing, and I like your style and your personality, or whatever it is, and I feel a connection to you, and would you be willing to walk me through this journey? What? I mean, that's incredible, like amazing. And anyways, just a huge, awesome thing that kind of happened organically, which is awesome, because one of the biggest things for me with starting LuLaRoe was I didn't want to have to hound my friends and family to join my team and start doing what I'm doing in order to make money. And so the thing that really impressed me about LuLaRoe as a company and as a business is that I could rely on my income based solely off my sales and the work I put into my sales of the clothes, which are amazing, and that I could focus on that and draw my income from that and make the product the main thing and not have to worry about a team unless I wanted to build a team. So from the get-go, I said, I don't even want to build a team, because any other direct sales thing that I've come across, not knocking them at all, it's just not suited to my personality. The idea of, any other direct sales thing I had come across was like, sure, we have these products and they're awesome, but really if you want to make money in this business, you need to get people to sign up to do what you're doing. And that's how you make money, is off of them signing up, right? So I was so grateful I didn't have to do that with LuLaRoe. And so I said, I'm not even going to worry about building a team. I don't even want to go down that path. And now here we are, a month in, and I have 10 girls officially as of this week. My 10th lady, I should say ladies, not girls. My 10th lady is submitting her papers this week. So are you kidding me? Like, from 4, even those were unexpected, to 10 in a month has just been mind blowing to me. So now I'm in a place where this past month, unexpectedly, I really realized, okay, I'm not just focusing on my sales, although that's a huge part of what I'm doing, and I want that to be a huge part. Of course, ongoing. It's so fun and so amazing. But now I have this team of women that are depending on me to guide them and direct them. And, their success is not based on me. But at the same time, like, I've agreed to sponsor them. I've agreed to be their mentor and their coach and to provide them with resources to help them along in their business. So I've been redirecting my focus some of the time to getting to know my teammates and helping them and providing them with resources and doing weekly team meetings and, helping to answer a lot of their questions. And that's just been amazing. The women on my team are incredible. The coolest group of women, so smart, such go-getters. They're all going to do incredible in their businesses. My first girl that I sponsored, my local friend here, her name is also Jennifer. LuLaRoe Jennifer Slack, if you're interested in checking her out, you totally should. She's onboarded now, and so she's been selling for a couple of weeks, and she's doing so great. I'm so proud of her, and it's so fun to get to, like, you feel like a proud mama getting to watch, you know, one of your people that you've sponsored, you know, blossom into their own consultant, into their own person in this, and that's just been, oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, so that was an unexpected bonus to my month that I was not anticipating whatsoever, and that kind of threw some extra things into the mix that I wasn't planning for this month. So that, you know, has made an impact. And one of the things I think I've learned this month with this business is that things constantly change. So you just have to adjust. You have to adjust every day, adjust. Okay, these are my plans for today, but this happened, so now I've got to move my sales a little bit. And that's been a learning curve for me, but I'm working on it every day. Okay, so we talked about my team and how amazing they are and how that's been such a huge, awesome surprise this month. And then also some things I would have done a little differently. So I wanted to share that with you as well, because if you are someone in the queue, or even if you're just starting out yourself, you know, there is always that question in the back of your head, like, am I doing everything right? Should I be doing things a little different? So here's what I would have done differently this past month. So I've had an incredible month. It's been a whirlwind. I've had very little sleep because I, you know, dedicated myself to do this full time. For me, this is it. Like, I'm doing LuLaRoe full time as my full-time job. I was working part-time before at a little technology company. You might have heard of it. We lovingly refer to it as the Fruit Stand. That's a nickname for it. But I was working part-time for them, and I loved my job, and I loved the company I got to work for. But I knew that this was something that I wanted to devote myself to. And so quickly after onboarding, I went ahead and put in my notice. And, you know, the second half of this month was completely devoted to my business, to LuLaRoe. So that being said, I really chased after everything like full force, got very little sleep. And so the first thing I would do differently if I had a chance to go back is I would give myself a little more grace and not push myself so hard to try and keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. I know what my body and my mind and my emotions can handle, and I'm the type of person that will just chase something down and like beat a bush to death, and then after the fact be like, oh, I'm so exhausted. Why did I do that to myself? So I have to set boundaries for myself, and that's so important. And I don't think I'm the only one that's like that. So I didn't set as many boundaries as I should have for myself, and I didn't set a schedule for myself right off the bat. So I just did any and everything I could get my hands on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Another sale here, another sale there. You know, have people over. Oh yeah, you want to come by right now and spend 2 hours with me and buy a shirt? Do it. Which sounds like fun, and it is super fun. But then, you know, 2 hours of your day have gone by, and you're 2 hours farther behind than you were before. So it's just important to treat this like a business and realize that if this is your job, that you need to set boundaries and schedules and, set yourself up for success to make the most out of your time each and every day. And it's funny how when you set a schedule, all of a sudden it feels like you have more time than you did before. That's amazing. It's simple. I don't know why I didn't think of it right off the bat. But I have set a schedule for myself. I have, certain hours that I work. I have certain days that I don't work. So I set aside time for my family every week, and I might look at my phone once or twice on those days, and respond to one or two things. But in general, I just shut off on certain days and relax a little bit and catch up on sleep and spend time with my hubby and my puppy and things like that. So I would definitely set a schedule from day one and plan out what days you're going to do sales on, and that can change. Again, you got to shift with the, changes, but, determine what days you want to do sales on. Determine, what hours each morning you're going to be checking emails and responding to Facebook messages. And then you're going to set that aside, and then you're going to work on shipping or invoicing or whatever, whatever works for you. But it's so important to kind of allocate time for those things instead of just saying, okay, I'm just going to have my phone next to me all day, and whatever pops up on Facebook, as soon as I get a notification, I'll respond to it. That can be a never-ending thing. Like, it won't stop. I promise you, it won't stop. So it's good to kind of, set those parameters for yourself. So that would be my biggest thing. And then also, here's the other thing that I just didn't chase after the way I should have from the beginning. And it makes so much sense. It wasn't at the forefront of my mind. It wasn't the thing that was on the front of my brain, and it should have been. So I did do really well, in my opinion. I've had a really strong month. I've had a really great first month, and I'm happy with the sales that I did this month. And as, that every month, as that grows more and more, I'm going to have to adjust how I'm, allocating my funds that come in and things like that. But one thing I should have done from the beginning was just set up a basic budget right off the bat to say, for every dollar that comes into my bank account, well, first of all, I would set up a separate bank account for sure before you ever get your call to onboard. And if you've already gotten your call and you haven't done that yet, I would really encourage you, set up a completely separate bank account, whether it's a personal or business checking, that only is LuLaRoe related. So that means your LuLaRoe income gets deposited there, and your outgoing purchases for anything related to your business come from that account as well, and not from any other source. That way you have a separate, clear idea of where your money's coming from and where it's going to, and there's no question about what you're spending and where it came from and all of that. So that being said, I do have my separate bank account. I didn't set that up right away, but I set it up very soon after I realized it was very necessary. And then what happened was, though, as money would come in, I didn't have a budget in place for, every dollar that comes through, X amount goes towards replacing my inventory that I sold. And then out of the remaining amount, X amount is going to go towards building my inventory. And this amount's going to go towards taxes. And this amount's going to go towards this or that. I had thought that stuff through in my head, but I didn't have it on paper, and I didn't have a concrete method to that madness. So what that meant for me was, as money was coming in and I was like daily getting, hundreds and hundreds of dollars deposited into my account, which felt awesome. I was buying more inventory and not really paying attention to like how much I was buying or how little I was buying or whatever. And then I was, getting extra supplies that I didn't plan on getting. So I needed a desk, and I realized, oh crap, I need a desk. So I went and bought a desk, and then I went and bought other supplies that I, hadn't anticipated needing. And all of that really adds up. So that being said, it's not that I went in the hole this month, but at the same time, looking back on the month, if I'm being honest with you guys, I would love to have seen a little bit clearer allocation of where I'm spending my money or allocating my money, if that makes sense. So I would encourage you to, if that's not your strong suit, it's not my strong suit, obviously. I would encourage you to get with your sponsor or get with somebody that does have a system in place, and just ask them, what should I do? How does it work for you? What's worked for you? What hasn't? If you're on my team and you're watching this, I can help you with that. Hit me up. We'll talk. Actually, it's going to be in a future team meeting, so don't hit me up just yet, because we'll talk about it, I promise. Okay, so that being said, that's the other big thing I would change. If I had to start over again, do it all over again, I would just have more of a plan in place. I would have a schedule in place. I would have my very specific budget system in place. And again, you can change it all later, but at least if you have a starting point, you can try that and then adjust it for what you need to adjust later, instead of just kind of going crazy with all this money coming in and then looking back and being like, I spent how much? I spent how much on supplies, on things that I probably could have waited until next month to get? Like, what was I thinking? So there's that. Okay, so all of that being said, this month, I couldn't have asked for a better first month. I'm just blown away by my customers, by my team that, has joined underneath me, and what they're doing and how gung-ho they are for this, which I'm so excited about. My larger team, my sponsor, and my Lula sisters, and everyone who are just such an encouragement to me every day. I mean, this month has been a whirlwind, unlike anything I could have anticipated. No matter how much prepping and planning I did, there's no way I could have anticipated the range of emotions and nerves and excitement and like everything that went into this past month. Man, if you're thinking about doing LuLaRoe, if you just are thinking about it and you're like, I just don't know if it's for me, I'm telling you, if there's any part of you that's ever wanted to own your own business and make an impact in people's lives and, be able to set your own schedule, or, I mean, oh my gosh, like so many benefits that I had no idea I would even see this early on in the game. I'm telling you, it's something you might want to consider actually doing and just jumping into and saying like, yeah, let me try it out. Worst case scenario, if for whatever reason it doesn't work out, you have plenty of consultants like myself who will probably happily, you know, take your inventory from you. But it's not even going to come down to that, because at the end of the day, like, there's so few consultants that do this and don't see success, whether it's immediate or whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road. The idea isn't immediate success, really. The idea is like you're building an empire, right? So you're building an empire, not a manufactured home. Okay, so, you know, if you don't jump into month 1 and just blow things out of the water, who cares? What matters is you're building relationships and you're setting systems in place and you're creating a business. Like, this is a legitimate business, and it takes time to build that into what you want it to really be. That's something I've been pep talking myself with all month. Like, all right, Jen, this is a long-term thing. Like, this is what you want to do long-term. This is your business. This is your life now. So don't try to, you know, complete every single piece of the puzzle today. You know, work it out little by little. Focus on your customers. Love on your customers. If you have a team, focus on your team. Love on your team. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's the coolest, most amazing. Every day I wake up and I'm just like, wow, is this real life? Is this real life? And it totally is. It still hasn't sunk in. This is totally real life. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook. I'll put a lot of my social media links down below here in the information section under the video, but you can find me on Facebook. My private group, my shopping group on Facebook is LuLaRoe Jen Herron. You can also find me on Periscope if you want to watch one of my sales at Jen Loves LuLaRoe, or you can search LuLaRoe Jen Herron as well on Periscope and find me there. I'm also on Instagram at LuLaRoe Jen Herron, go figure, or you can shoot me an email at jenloveslularo@gmail.com. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope some of it at least has been useful to you. Just so grateful to so many of you that have subscribed to my channel and followed me on this journey. And I'd love to support you in any way that I can, whether that's answering a quick question for you, or helping you get started with this business, or helping you with a technology question that you're stumped with. You know, I still do technology related stuff. I'll be doing a tech talk video not too soon, not too long in the distant future from now. So keep an eye open for that. But yeah, any way I can help, I'd love to. So grateful for what this past month has brought to me. Thank you so much to Mark and Deanne, the owners of LuLaRoe, that run this insane, amazing company, because without you guys having a dream, I'm going to get emotional at the very end of this freaking video. Without you guys chasing down your dream, I couldn't be chasing mine right now. So thank you. Seriously, thank you guys so much. You'll probably never watch this, but thank you. Have a wonderful day, guys. I look forward to seeing from... Like I said, you might see some bloopers in here since I'm doing it straight through. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to chatting with you guys again real soon. Seeing you on Periscope if you jump into one of my sales. And I hope you have a really fantastic summer, really fantastic July, and we'll talk again real soon. Bye.